I'd like to speak to Mr. Beasley. Yes, I'll wait.
Gorman? Gorman? Oh, Gorman. Yes, Gorman, what is it?
Mr. Beasley, I quit.
You what?
I quit, sir. I resign.
But why?
Mr. Beasley, you wouldn't understand.
Well, I certainly don't. What will you do? Where will you go?
Rio.
What?
Rio de Janeiro, Mr. Beasley. That's in Brazil. So please forward my personal mail and my paycheck there, care of American Express. I expect to be there tomorrow.
Hello?
How do you do? I rang for Comerford. You wouldn't be her.
Oh, no. He is a man. I am the girl to the flower shop next to the door.
Oh.
Senor Comerford, he is at the beach. You will find him under Juan, only of the same.
An umbrella?
Si, umbrello.
Oh, thank you. Umbrella? Which one?
It is the only one such to have polka spots.
Polka dots?
Polka dots.
Excuse me. Excuse me. I was told I could find Mr. Comerford under this umbrella. Is that Mr. Comerford?
Sí, tiene razón. Es el señor Comerford.
Mr. Comerford, are you awake? I'm new here.
I believe it.
It was winter when I left Seattle. That was yesterday. My name is Andrew J. Gorman.
How do you do? This is Senorita Estelita Campos, Mademoiselle Poussette Clement, and...
Enchanté.
How do you do?
See, Estelita only speaks Spanish, and Mademoiselle here only speaks French. They can't communicate with each other, luckily. Why don't you sit down and take the sand out of your shoes?
Thanks. I've been looking for a place to stay, but everywhere I've been is too expensive.
Well, how much you want to pay?
Well, could you recommend a good hotel at, say, $10 a week?
Yeah, but it's back in Seattle.
But I'm in Rio. And until I find work...
Work?
Well, why not? I quit my job yesterday.
Now, wait. Nobody quits their job in Seattle yesterday and looks for work in Rio today. Come on now, what is it? Did you abscond with the company's funds, rob the poor box, take the senator's daughter across the state line?
All three.
Well, if you're in that much trouble, maybe I can fix you up in my place. I call it the Chateau d'If. Has everything. Wall-to-wall floor, air-conditioned ceiling. It's cheap, but you pay for it.
I'll take it. Thanks. Now, about that job.
Peace. If there's one thing I'm not, and there is, it's an employment agency. I've had no experience whatsoever in finding work.
Well, I guess I'll try the want ads.
Don't bother. You see, Americans come to Rio for a lot of different reasons, but never to look for work. And there's a reason. You see, Americans in Rio don't work. So there's no work for Americans in Rio. Simple.
You seem to be doing all right. Any openings in your line?
My line?
You don't need a partner, do you?
Yank, go home.
I can learn Portuguese.
Your trouble is arithmetic.
Don't you ever have more work than you can handle?
Always. But I find if I pace myself very carefully, I can keep my personnel down to a minimum. Me.
You wouldn't even consider letting me buy in?
Buy in? Well, you forced me to reconsider. Oh, I can see it now. We could build an empire out of Comerford Tours. How much money you got?
I've saved $700.
You've just bought yourself a ticket back to Seattle.
Matt! Matt, a wealthy rich lady is looking to see you.
Looking to see me? A wealthy rich one?
See, she's Americana.
Don't fight, girls.
Hola, nana.
Hey!
¿No quiero quedarse aquí?
You didn't tell me where we live.
I'll tell you one thing, from the look of this place, you're honest.
It's just a front. But after all, it's the Comerford method that's important. By the way, I'm Comerford.
You had to be. I'm Mame Houston. My little girl and I are seeing South America first. We just hit Rio today, and we need a guide. Now, what's your price?
We have a choice of tours. Rio by day, Rio by night, historic landmarks, and what have you.
I'll take the what have you. We've done the historic landmark bit all the way from Ecuador.
Oh, then it's Rio by night. Exotic entertainments, tropical temptations, the subtle murmur of the surf, and the sultry rhythm of the samba.
That's the one!
And the young lady next door would be very happy to sit with your little girl.
So would you. She's 19. She's also 36, 23, 34.
Well, Madam, Comerford services for everyone. It wouldn't matter if she were 36 and also 19, 23, 34. And the price is a mere $10 an hour.
For both of you.
Both of us?
Well, there are two of us.
If I go along, Mrs. Houston, the rate is usually double, $20 an hour. Too much?
Oh, no, that's cheap. Now, look, we'll be expecting you at the Hotel Del Rio. Both of you. 6 o'clock sharp.
Did I or did I not tell you that Comerford Tours was a one-man operation?
Well, I was only trying to help. You might have lost the job.
But I make the deals. $20 an hour. Well, she'd have paid 30.
You'd have taken 10.
You don't know Rio. Now, what makes you think you're worth $5 an hour?
$5 an hour?
As a part-time employee of Comerford Enterprises, 50% of your salary is applied against, overhead.
I quit.
You'll take $8 an hour and like it.
I like it.
Pardon me, ma'am. My name is Abe Lincoln.
Well, if you say so.
I usually get quite a reaction when I say that. Like folks say I look different with a shave, or where's my shawl, or they thought I'd been shot. You know, as if they confused me with Abraham Lincoln, the great emancipator.
It's quite a handle.
Yes, and I've kept it clean. Honest Abe Lincoln, used cars.
Oh, no.
Yes, we have them in Rio, too. Of course, my name isn't really Abe, but it is Lincoln. So folks sort of nicknamed me Abe. And then when I went into the used car business, they made it Honest Abe on account of my being so honest.
Naturally.
Ask anyone. Like I always say, you can fool some of the people all of the time, and all the people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time.
I wish I'd said that. But now, if you'll just excuse me.
Oh, but you haven't heard my proposition.
That all men are created equal?
No, I mean about your car. I'd like to buy it.
Sorry, it's not for sale.
I'd pay well in American dollars.
No, Abe, really,
American dollars are worth a lot in Rio. Besides, it looks like your car's taking quite a beating on these Latin American roads. And this'll save you all the trouble of shipping it on back to the States.
It's no trouble at all. I've got it all arranged for.
Well, we should think it over.
Sorry, Abe, no deal.
She's our best bet. I found out they sail on the 18th from here. That's perfect. Go ahead. I'll hit the horn twice if either of them comes out.
Now remember, Comerford means courtesy. And wearing the cummerbund and the dinner jacket of Comerford Incorporated, naturally you'll be expected to conduct yourself in the true Comerford tradition.
Naturally.
So you just do as I do and don't spill anything on that dinner jacket or I'll take it out of your salary.
Matt, I'm really grateful for this chance to show what I can do. I know it's hard, responsible work, but I'll do my best to drink cocktails, have dinners, dance with girls.
Which brings us to another point. Mrs. Houston wants her daughter to have a real great time, so naturally I'll take care of the daughter and you can have Mrs. Houston.
Oh, but I think Mrs. Houston, being more mature, will naturally expect the attentions of the senior member of our firm. With all of your experience, your knowledge of the terrain.
Our firm? Now, you get this, Gorman.
Well, I'm still willing to buy in. I'll even rent my own dinner jacket.
I told you. Now, this is a closed corporation.
You see, now, wait, you'd never lose your temper like that if you hadn't been working too hard. Now, with me to take on half the loads, you'll be able to relax, take it easy, take a trip, take 3 matches.
What for?
We'll see who gets Mrs. Houston and who gets 36, 23, 34.
You call.
Even.
Best 2 out of 3?
Llamando, señor Correa. Llamando, señor Correa. Llamando, señor Correa. Llamando, señor Correa. Llamando, señor Correa.
Could that be the daughter?
Well, the whole column of figures is there, but they don't seem to add up.
Well, here we are, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Marcia, baby, these are those 2 handsome things I told you about. Honey, couldn't you work up a nice little smile? Well, this one's Comerford. I never did get your first name, dear.
Matt.
How do you do, Mr. Comerford?
Oh, Marcia, baby, loosen up. Let's have ourselves a little fun.
My name is Andy. I mean, Mr. Gorman.
Hello, Mr. Gorman.
Don't be like that, baby. Get that chip off your shoulder. Relax a momentito. Marcia and I had a little falling out. She wanted to leave on tomorrow's boat. I didn't, and we're not. Well, let's eat. As Napoleon said, I can't fight on an empty stomach.
I hope you're not confusing yourself with Napoleon, Mother. He was a strategist.
So my strategy's a flop. Do we have to have the Russian winter, too?
I'm sorry. It's not your fault.
It isn't?
No. But please don't expect me to have a good time.
Oh, I won't.
Swell. Now that's settled. Let's all go out and have a lousy time.
I better take a look under the hood.
Oh, no. Who needs it? We'll take a taxi. Mechanic!
You got trouble?
It won't start.
Well, maybe there's something wrong with the engine.
Brilliant.
It'll take time to fix.
What's wrong with it?
Maybe this, maybe that. I can fix it.
Well, go ahead and fix it. I'm Mrs. Houston. I'm staying here at the hotel. Just send your bill in the morning, okay?
Okay.
Taxi! Come on, Comerford, forget it.
I'm very good with cars.
At these prices?
Care to dance?
No, thanks. I don't dance.
Oh, not a tourist in the joint. Comerford, you are one great organization.
Well, we do what we can to spread sunshine and cheer.
Speaking of sunshine and cheer, what do you think of my little Marcia?
Well,
All right, you made your point. A soggy blanket, huh?
Well, she does seem to have just a little problem adjusting to, group activity.
She's a sorehead. Just because I shanghaied her and dragged her south of the border to escape a fate worse than death.
Like what?
Like marriage. Oh, not that I have any grudge against marriage. I just don't approve of her choice of men.
Well, that's odd. I mean, I think Marcia would go for the very solid, dependable type.
That's exactly it. A real stuffed shirt. Malcolm Frost. How do you like that for a name, huh? You get the whole picture? Young executive. Big corporation. No sense of humor. Full of prejudices that were no good even when they were stylish. You know, he takes himself so seriously, he's beginning to look like an old St. Bernard I used to have. Oh, and at 29. What's wrong with the younger generation?
Care for a drink?
No, I don't drink.
Cigarette?
No, thanks. I don't smoke.
Comes out right for me, 32.
Okay, go ahead.
Here, it's you, man. Don't go back. Don't go back.
No, I don't gamble.
You know what I could do that I haven't done since Hector was a pup?
What?
Go for a moonlight swim.
Well, it just so happens that you're entitled to that on this tour at no extra charge.
Well, it's a nice night for it.
You're going to be surprised.
At what?
I swim.
Wow. Oh, I feel 20 years younger tonight. You know something? I am.
Mrs. Houston, you're too much.
You know, seriously, fellas, something's been bugging me all night. And I'm not one to be bugged in silence. It's pretty obvious that Andy here doesn't know anything more about Rio than we do.
Well, you see, Comfort Tours is worldwide. And Andy just transferred in from the Seattle office.
Come now, Comerford. He's no more a guide than I am. Not that it matters, but what's the deal? Andy, I'll bet you're just a tourist that this character grabbed off the beach when he needed an extra man.
Well, I did sort of ask myself in. You're right about one thing. I haven't been here any longer than you have. But you're wrong about my being a tourist. I'm here to stay till the spirit moves me.
Doing what?
Do I have to be doing something?
Well, surely you don't intend to just waste your time like this.
Ah, that's the trouble with people. Everyone running around not wasting time. I've been saving time all my life. I figure it's about time I started spending some.
Here, here. Another convert to the Comerford method.
Well, doesn't either of you have any ambition?
Sure. And I'm achieving mine right now, for instance.
Right now? What are you doing?
Well, I'm living.
Oh, that's just fine. And I suppose you think that everybody ought to give up whatever it is he's doing and just live.
Can you think of anything better to do with your life?
I'd like to make some sense out of mine.
Why should life make sense?
Oh, do you agree with that life shouldn't make any sense?
Definitely not. What I'm doing right now makes perfect sense.
You're just as lazy and silly and irresponsible as he is.
Marcia's idea of sensible is Malcolm Frost. He had his cemetery plot picked out and paid for before he proposed. Now there's a fellow knows how to live.
Mother, you leave Malcolm out of this.
That's the idea of this trip, baby, to leave Malcolm out of it.
All right. I'm going right back to the hotel now and write him a letter in purple ink.
Swell! Then you can look forward to one of his passionate replies. Dear Marcia, yours of the 16th received and contents noted.
All right. So he's businesslike. Well, marriage is a business, and I haven't met anyone else I'd rather go into business with.
You haven't met anybody else, period.
I have now, and believe me, Malcolm Frost is beginning to look like a cross between Tony Curtis and Albert Schweitzer. Good night.
Well, there goes another satisfied Comerford customer.
Maybe we should have stayed off philosophy.
No, you did swell, boys. You really shook her up. We'll continue with the treatment in the morning.
You mean Rio by day? Historic landmarks?
Sure, the whole works. The grand tour. Now, come on. Last one to the beach is the rotten egg.
Oh, easy, Tiger. Easy. Let her get a good head start. When Comerford customers take the grand tour, we don't make rotten eggs out of them.
Young ladies?
Ah, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, as the man says, sooner or later, all good things go to pot.
And tomorrow, as the sun sinks slowly in the west, we turn our backs on Never Never Land with its two aging Peter Pans.
And you sail back to reality where life makes sense.
Right.
Say, Matt, what made you come to Rio in the first place?
United States Navy. We used to come here on shore leave. And after my hitch was up, I came back just once more to say goodbye. I never got it said.
Andy, what brought you here?
Ooh. This. I had a job with a big brokerage firm in Seattle. I was Gorman, Andrew J., assistant manager, bonding department. Loyal, dependable, sensible. Figured I might make vice president in 20 years or so. No. Then one day on my way to lunch, I was crossing the street, saw this penny in the crosswalk. Turned to pick it up, felt something rush past me. A truck was roaring right over the spot where I would have been if I hadn't stopped for this. Truck had gone out of control, run the red light, crashed into a parked car. All of a sudden, it occurred to me that I'd come within a second of being dead. And I hadn't started to live yet. All my life, I'd been postponing that until tomorrow or the next day. So I quit my job, caught the first plane to the first place I could think of. So here I am.
What's that?
It's a wristwatch alarm. A proud symbol of a man on schedule.
Throw it away. I never heard of such a thing.
I have. Malcolm has one just like it. I don't think I can stand to watch this. Andy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was thinking about what you said this morning. And I can understand what you did. Walking out like that, I mean. But I still don't think it was the right thing to do.
Well, maybe it wasn't. I just didn't stop to think. I decided I'd done far too much of that. I was worrying about tomorrow when I was only 16.
But isn't that better than living as if you're going to die tomorrow?
I'm not so sure the way I was living back home was living at all. I never did try to find out. But I haven't had a moment of doubt that I was alive and kicking since I got to Rio.
No, I never had a moment's doubt that I'd start living the day I got married.
Not if you never learned how.
But what have you got if you live just for the day? Nothing but a whole lot of yesterdays.
Is that bad? At least they'll be nice, full yesterdays. Something I won't mind looking back on.
You sound so sure of yourself.
Do I? Well, I'm really not.
Neither am I. Not anymore. Andy. Please, do it again. It will. It'll make a wonderful yesterday.
What are these?
You know perfectly well what they are. They're the keys to that little white rocket I left on your doorstep.
But why?
All of a sudden, I just can't wait to get home. So, I canceled the boat trip and we're leaving on the jet tonight. And as a little token of appreciation, I'm leaving the bus to Comerford Tours. And of course, here's your fee.
Mrs. Houston, speaking for Comerford Tours, I can't tell you what this means to me.
Don't even try. I've made out the pink slip to both of you.
Both of us?
Well, Comerford wouldn't be Comerford without Gorman.
It wouldn't?
Come now, Gorman. You know you're the sly little devil that made the miracle. Of course, you were working for Comerford, but...
What miracle?
You don't know?
No.
Marcia. She woke up this morning singing at the top of her voice. She was happy. She was gay. She was even civil. Naturally, I thought she was sick.
And?
She wasn't. So I said, you're not in love. You know what she said?
What?
I said, that's it, Mother. That's it exactly. I'm not in love. You get it?
No.
She's not in love. She found out last night that she's not in love with Malcolm Frost.
And she found out that she was in love with someone else?
No, isn't it marvelous?
It's marvelous.
I don't know how you boys do it, but who am I to question the Comerford method when it gets results like that? Goodbye, and good luck. And you keep up the good work.
Goodbye. Listen, we'll drive you to the hotel and the airport.
No, Marcia hates goodbyes, and so do I. Besides, I have a little shopping to do. Say, if you're ever in Cleveland, Ohio... Never mind. You won't be.
She was quite a gal.
Yeah, she sure was.
Both of them.
Yeah. You know, maybe we ought to paint something on the side of the car to make it look more official.
Like what?
Like Comerford and Gorman conducted tours.
Comerford and who?
Well, after all, I do own half the car.
We can sell it, and you still wouldn't have enough money to buy in.
Attention. Flight 26 leaving from New York City is now boarding at gate 39. There you are, Mr. Lincoln. Bon voyage.
Thank you, miss.
Now, you tell him, Abe. I've been doing a good job for 2 years now. I got more money coming now. You tell him.
Sure, Lupo, sure. I said I would.
Yeah, you said that the last time. Now, you tell him. I either want more money for each job or more jobs. Now, you tell him.
Sure, okay. Now I better get aboard. Goodbye, Lupo.
Abe! Well, if it isn't honest Abe. Going back to Springfield?
Howdy, ma'am. Well, this is a surprise. Don't tell me you went and sold that pretty little car after all.
Oh, no. But I found a good home for it right here in Rio. You coming or going?
Hard to say, ma'am. Awful hard to say.
All right, Comerford. You gotta at least check with me before taking off in. Our car! Hey! Hey!
Sabe. Nana Perigo. Vocês podem condurar.
I don't get it.
I don't either. It's a good thing we were out of gas.
Yeah. I'll call the police.
No, now wait. First, I gotta figure out what those guys were trying to steal.
May I offer a suggestion?
Sure.
They were trying to steal the car.
No, that doesn't make sense.
Well, why not? People steal cars every day.
Not in Rio, they don't. Not American registered cars, not cars that look like this. It'd be too easy to spot.
Well, maybe not. But it sure looked like someone was trying to steal it.
But why? Now, that shot that they fired at us. Down here, only the toughest pros use guns. Now, why would a couple of old pros steal an American car that they can't drive and they can't sell?
Because there was something in the car they wanted?
And probably still is. But if they could have taken it without taking the car, why take the car?
All right. But if we find it, it's 50-50.
Gorman, you have at least one quality of a true Comerford man. Greed. Well, I give up.
Yeah, me too. Something just occurred to me. I always think better on my back.
What?
Well, if you're right about why they wanted to steal the car, and if what they want is still in the car, then they'll be back to steal the car again.
Yeah. Then we can get a car standing by, and we can follow them, and we...
And we could get shot at some more.
That does kind of spoil it.
On the other hand, if we followed them on bicycles, they wouldn't be so apt to see us.
And vice versa. After all, this is not exactly a slow vehicle.
Ah, but it can be. I just happen to have an old fraternity trick up my sleeve. 6 o'clock. The beginning of another day. I don't think they're coming back at all.
Well, there are exceptions to every rule. Maybe they were just trying to steal the car.
Now he tells me.
Some trouble. I already filled it.
Okay, all set to go. Come on, step on it.
I can't. Every time I go over 20 miles an hour, the lousy engine conks out or something.
Yeah, it's okay. There ain't nobody coming.
We better not lose them. We're getting too far behind.
Yeah, it's better than being too close. Remember that gun. In New York as they are here.
Smugglers.
Thieves. They took them out of our car, right?
Sure, but they must have put him in there, too. He's the guy who fixed it.
Well, that doesn't make any difference. It's still our property. Now, are you ready to go in there and get them?
No. No. Well, are you ready to go in there and take them?
Let's get out of here. I need a bed. car somewhere and lose it. Then get up to the room as quick as you can.
The tall one's alone. Now's our chance.
For what?
Well, he's going to take a bath, right? Well, I happen to know that the baths in these hotels are at the end of the hall. Now, he can't take a bath with his clothes on, right?
Right. I'm still not sure those diamonds belong to us.
So? I suppose you'd rather have a couple of crooks have them.
Maybe there's a reward or something.
This way.
He must have taken them with him.
Yeah. His gun, too.
You got back pretty quick. How far away'd you park it?
Far enough.
No sleep tonight. We got a delivery date to meet. We gotta find ourselves another carrier. And it's almost 7 o'clock already.
7 o'clock exactly.
Partners. Partners.
Reward? Not only will there be no reward, but you are both very fortunate not to be in jail. We've been counting on the tall one to lead us to the men higher up and break up this smuggling ring once and for all. Now, thanks to you, all hope of this is gone.
Well, then I suppose under the circumstances, this would be a very bad time to report a lost car.
Lost car? You are lucky you're not being deported. There should be laws to protect people against such as you. This is a warning.
All right. Hand it over.
What?
The watch.
That.
The first thing you've got to learn is there's no time in the tropics.
All right. And now, shall we go look for our car? Partner?
Yeah. Let's go look for our car.
Partner.